Oh, wow. Remind me never to go anywhere near your family, Earl. I don't blame you. We're back here at Daytona for the Daytona 200, presented by Smash Beer, the ARLA Elite Series season opener. We are currently on lap 11, coming to the restart after the lap 7 wreck, which saw Cedric DeJow, Jack Lucas Sampson, and Olivier Martinez take their cars behind the wall and out of the race. Looking back from the pace car, Lucas Sweeney is currently your leader with Jason Bates in second. I'm really surprised to see Sweeney up front. He started 39th and worked his way up really quickly. Pace car is going to pull off the track and turn the field loose one more time. Sweeney leads in his first full-time season in the ARLA Elite Series, and there's the green flag. Sweeney didn't get a really good jump. Bobby Porteau shoots to the outside for some reason. That opens up the door for Scott Morales. Jason Bates now has a peek to the inside. Morales is low, helping the 51 out. And there goes Jason Bates for the lead. Kyle Eckerton and Todd Stater are starting to make their way back up towards the front after getting shuffled back through the field. And now we are riding on board Bobby Porteau's 64 Mortar Sar. That team is, of course, owned by M&J Racing. Porteau was kind of a last-minute addition to this team. James Battaglia was supposed to take over the 64 car, but towards the beginning of the season, contract negotiations between M&J and Battaglia broke down, so Porteau was hired to drive the 64, and he's not doing a bad job right now. And after only one lap, Lucas Sweeney finds himself out of the top 10. Jason Bates currently leads with Michael Madrigal and Namimura right behind him. I think I also saw Sweeney brush the wall coming off before. We've had a lot of cars hit that wall today. I don't know if it's the tire compound or the track just doesn't have any grip. Madrigal gets shuffled to the outside. Here comes Mura. She's got a run on the 51. Now, to be honest, I didn't expect Bates to run up front like this. Carlink, the team he drives for, is running their own car, the Revolution, this year, and most people who own a Revolution will probably tell you that it's not that great of a car. Here is David Connors in the 211, who was involved in the lap 7 wreck, way off the pace. I don't even think he's making minimum speed right now. Yeah, he drove way off into the grass to avoid that wreck. Spun his car out, came back up and hit the wall, then was pegged by Jack Lucas Sampson. Frank Haxon and Megan Alden, who are also involved in the lap 7 wreck, are off the pace, though it doesn't look like they're running quite as slow as David Connors. Haxon, as we all know, is racing with a dislocated shoulder after smashing into Lucas Hunter in the rookie shootout. Here's Luis Tellez almost running into Kyle Eckerton. It looks like Eckerton hit the wall coming off of 4. Another driver who's hit that wall today. Tellez fell off the pace a little bit after the restart, but I don't think he has any damage or mechanical problems that we know of. I believe we mentioned earlier that Tellez attempted a few Elite Series races last year, but didn't qualify for any of them. And so he decided to focus on the ARLA Thunder Trucks full-time. While all that was going on, Andy Pearson has taken the lead with Kevin Colley. Oh, we got a couple more cars in the wall. Looks like Rachel Gonzalez and Daryl Sullivan. I don't know what happened there. There may have been contact between the 93 and the 15. Let's take a look and see how this happened. Oh, there was contact between Sullivan and Gonzalez. Sullivan hooked and turned to the 15 into the 65 of Taylor Brillon, which sent the 15 skating up the track. And then she pulled into the 93 and took both cars into the wall. I guess she didn't appreciate that. Jessica Graham has now taken the lead with Leigh Gruel and Kurt Walker behind her. ARLA officials have called both Rachel Gonzalez and Daryl Sullivan to the hauler. We've got another car that has slowed down on the track. That is Jeb Klinger in the 66. I think he hit the wall coming off of 4. This is certainly turned into a sour return for Klinger to Daytona. He's got a bit of right side damage, and that's really going to hurt him. This is his first race at Daytona since 1978. He was pretty badly injured in a crash at Talladega later that year. He was sidelined for the next 30 years. Jessica Graham continues to lead. Leigh Gruel behind her, getting a challenge from James Battaglia and Milano Rossini, actually. So Graham is probably going to lead this lap as well, with everyone fighting behind her. And now Rossini has a look to the inside of Battaglia. Milano Rossini and Bobby Porto are coming back up towards the front, getting shuffled into the outside line. Here we are riding on board Rossini. He's got quite a bit more speed on Graham, but he slows down to avoid hitting her. Rossini had kind of a tough year. In 2009, he stepped out of his 48 car, his old 48 car, to after 2 races to run in the Team Master Cup Series for Blitzkrieg Racing, and unfortunately, he didn't find a lot of success there. His ARLA team had a really tough year until late last season, when Antonio Cristani stepped into that car and did an excellent job. Whoa! David Connors came up on the field kind of quickly. Jessica Graham almost spun her car out trying to avoid him. And now Connors is holding up the outside line. Lapped cars are probably the biggest issue at these super speedways, where aerodynamics are very important, and if you get the slightest bit of damage, you're going to fall off the pace, and when the field comes back around to lap you, they're not going to have a whole lot of room to move around you. Well, Connors and his impeding were probably good for Jessica Graham. This is going to allow her to lead one more lap, and here comes Bobby Porto and her teammate, Michael Madrigal. Graham's teammate, not Porto's. Porto is a guy. Yeah, I think they know Earl. Namimura follows Madrigal in the inside. She's coming back up towards the front, as well as Todd Stater and Andy Pearson. You know, I just noticed that Jeb Klinger has not fallen off the pace. Maybe didn't get as much damage as we thought. Madrigal is doing a good job at holding his ground against Namimura so far. Last year, Namimura was probably most well known for going 4 wide at Pocono twice and causing a wreck twice. And that her team owner and teammate Kurt Walker said that was part of the reason why he hired Lane Sanders on his team as a part-time driver for the road courses, so he could serve as a bit of a mentor for Namimura. It's obvious she still has a lot to learn, even though she won at Vancouver last year, and having 2 veteran drivers helping her out will be nothing but good for her. Todd Stater makes a move on Madrigal coming into turn 3. That's not something we hear very often, Todd Stater taking the lead. Namimura and Andy Pearson were shuffled to the outside line as well. Ricky Flush, it looks like, may try to make it 3 wide on Leslie Riggs and Michael Madrigal, and he's going to move into second. And he might actually have the momentum to take the lead going into 1. Yeah, Stater's not really putting up much of a fight. Flush has a lot of help from Packer Carroll, voted ARLA's most popular driver at the awards banquet last December. Now Flush moves up to the high line to let Packer Carroll in. Carroll is followed by Alex Carson and Jason Bates. Like Olivier Martinez, Packer Carroll also owns 3 cars in the series this year. However, only 2 of those cars are in this race today. Carroll in the 71, obviously, and Sarah Haxon in the 3, riding in the back of this lead group at the moment. Henrietta Laverne, driver of whose 3rd car, the 00, actually blew her engine right at the start of her qualifying race. This brought up some concerns about how the Carroll engines would hold up during the race, but they seem to be working out fine so far. While we were talking about Carroll, Jason Bates actually took the lead from him, and now Devin Rogers is on the inside of the 51, looking to take the lead for himself in his first ARLA Elite Series start. And look who's behind him, Jeb Klinger in the 66, whose car, I guess, is fine after smacking the wall. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be back.